What?
What?
Are you kidding me?
I think topics and claims and true things are subjective or they're objective. Being emotional about a topic doesn't make it more subjective. Now, what I think you mean to say is that if one is emotional, they're unwilling to change their minds about a thing, but that's not subjectivity. That's just
What's your point, Seth?
stubbornness.
Do you really want to
People
say?
misuse the term subjective to mean something like that's like just your opinion, man, but that's not what subjective means.
Darth Dawkins uses it to mean relative to humans.
Seth,
Yeah,
what is
that
your
sounds
point?
common.
Seth, what's your point?
My point is that you're fractally wrong. Even if you were right, you'd be wrong, right? Even if it were right that I'm emotional, I'm just out to get you, it wouldn't prove that anything that I'm saying about you is incorrect.
That's fine, dude. What do you want me to do, or what? I don't know.
Oh no, you accepted it. We're done. I said, hey, you're a bitch, and you're like, yeah, I guess I am. Now what? Oh, I just called you a bitch, and you accepted it.
You are obviously emotional, and you have some reason to act like that, like an asshole, so that's fine, dude.
False.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't tend to go back on things that I just said, so yeah, still, yes, really.
You mad, bro?
About what?
Your emotional state. Are you mad?
Are you going to answer my question? About what?
Be honest. I'm asking you a question. Are you mad? Would you consider yourself to be mad at this moment?
About what?
What are you an idiot, dude? I'm not asking about the reason. I am asking about the state. Are you or are you not mad?
No, I'm in a pretty good mood. Yeah, I just put the trucks and wheels on a deck that I stained for my girlfriend. I'm going to give it to her today. And yeah, it turned out pretty good.
See, what I thought was odd was that he would say that subjective is relative to humans rather than to agents and minds, right? So it's almost like he's constructed a definition of subjective which would exclude things being
like God.
Yeah.
You think that was by design?
I think that he's just too stupid.
Nigga.
Yes, nigga.
What's going on, boys?
I'm not sure if that's stupid. I mean, I think that might be by design. He's probably carving out a reason to say that, God's opinions about moral truths are objective.
Well, Josh constructed an argument that was like something like things that are facts which are subjective are facts which are dependent on minds, right? If God exists, everything is dependent upon God, right? And therefore, it would follow that everything was subjective if God exists, right? And so Alex Malpass presented that argument to EF. EF said, well, what about an omniscient being?
Okay, I don't understand how that's supposed to get out of it. Like, I don't even understand.
I don't understand how that's supposed to get out of it either. That was one of the most hilarious response I could possibly imagine.
Yeah, just bizarre.
So, Tasteless, do you think people were signing up their animals to vote too, or just dead people? Tasteless?
Sorry, what?
Were people signing up their pets to vote too?
That's ridiculous.
No, I mean, if they got like a license that they said that they were vaccinated, like from the government, that can be used, right, to get to register to vote, right?
I don't know, Seth. You're the expert.
Do you still think that you're warranted in believing that there was over 3 million illegal votes cast for Hillary Clinton in the election?
I already told you that was irrelevant. And yes, I think the system is highly susceptible and vulnerable. And when you have interest behind that system to push a particular,
That's not what I asked.
way,
I asked you if you
I
think you're
think
warranted in
I
believing that
think
there
there
was
are
3 million
ways.
illegal votes cast for Hillary Clinton.
Ways, yes, and that what that could have been achieved, of course.
Tasteless.
I didn't ask if it's possible. You're replying saying, "Well, yeah, that what you
That's
just asked
my
about
position
is
says.
possible." Hold on, Tasteless. But I'm not asking you if it's possible. I'm asking you if you think you're warranted to believe that.
Butthurt, dude. You seem so butthurt.
Tasteless.
Are you
Didn't
not?
I tell
If
you
you
this
if you
before
felt that you were on the right,
every
Seth,
time,
you would have been
like one of the
you would
reasons
have
I
been
don't
chill,
like you
dude.
is because
But
you are
that
dishonest
you are not
and
in the right,
kind
Seth.
of
And you
saying
are
things that are
desperately
stupid, like
trying.
what you just said now about
Chrissy, you can say it. I want to hear what you're saying, Chrissy, but don't talk over people, okay? Because it fucks everything up.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tasteless, unless you're done.
I think I'm done. I don't know.
Ahead,
I don't know.
Chrissy.
What, Chrissy? What you saying?
Remember what I was talking about a couple of days ago?
About what?
Well, actually, yesterday, more to the fact, or
About
Friday.
what? About me? You don't like me?
About one of the reasons that I don't like you. This is one of the examples. You
See, I didn't deny. I am not like an autist like Bacon or I don't tend to go or to make you go to trial because you have an opinion on me. That's fine, dude.
oh,
Tasteless.
okay, but this is one of the reasons because you say stuff like 3 million votes were by illegal immigrants and
That
there's some
doesn't
sort of grand conspiracy by Hillary Clinton and the Democrats.
That doesn't
Yes.
bother me that much, Chrissy. It's the fact, I mean, what bothers me is two things, right? The fact that it's been every way he said that the way these votes occurred has been roundly and ridiculously just dismantled, just destroyed.
Then why are you
And
so
he's hold
butthurt?
on, hold on, hold on. So, I mean, that's the first problem. The second problem is instead of actually addressing the point or asking the question that I just asked, or answering the question that I just asked, instead he decides to poison the well. Oh, Seth, you're only asking me this because you hate Donald Trump and you hate me and you have a big old fucking thing. None of this matters. No, have I in any part of this discussion said or implied that you have some ulterior motive or that you hate me or that you're butthurt or that you have some hard on for Donald Trump or you hate Hillary Clinton? No, none of that matters in this discussion. All that matters is the points. I'm having a disinterested conversation about the facts, and you're the one getting angry about it and accusing somebody else of being butthurt.
What the fuck, dude? Okay, tell me. Let me explain to you what is really going on here, Seth. I mean, I know you're
just
emotional.
Gonna poison the well some more. Yeah, see, you're emotional. They're poisoning the well. Good.
Let me
Can we talk
demonstrate.
about the facts? No, I'm going to insist that you talk about the facts and not talk about
Sure.
what you think about me.
Okay, I'm talking about the situation. Yesterday, we ended.
No, I don't give a shit about the situation. I care about the facts. Can you talk
I
about
was
the facts,
talking
please?
to you in the morning, and we ended this conversation. Yeah, and I stayed late for us to end that conversation. And now, this morning, I'm having a cup of coffee, dude, and you come here and you start to out of the blue with this accusation. And I say, okay, that's good.
rant right now.
We were
Answer to my
not having
question.
that discussion. You're trying to revive a discussion we had yesterday for some reason, dude. I am chill. I'm you know, having my cup of coffee, and you're attacking me, and that's fine. Out of the blue. I mean, if you have your I don't know, if you feel like you have something else to say, I am urging you to say it. Just say it. I am not where you
Yeah,
know
I
willing
asked
and
you a
engaging
question because I don't think
in the
it's
same
finished.
discussion that we ended yesterday, dude. So to me, it's bizarre that you come here and try to revive some shit. I don't know why, but if you feel like
I did
you
that.
don't know, you're not satisfied and you need more of it, go ahead. Say your piece, dude.
Tasteless, you still haven't kind of come down from this claim. You still haven't made it clear that you don't think that you're warranted to believe this thing that you believe. And if you do think that you're warranted to believe it, I think that's interesting, and I think it's worthwhile and warrants further examination. If you don't like that, hold
So
on. If
Seth,
you don't like that, that's fine. You don't have to engage. But to sit here and poison the well, like somehow I must be really, really mad to ask you if you think that you're warranted. To continue believing this thing that you're roundly destroyed on is absurd. Nobody in here is angry except for possibly you. I haven't accused you of being angry. I haven't accused you of being butthurt. I haven't accused you of having an ulterior motive. In this entire time, I've merely been talking about the facts, and you've done nothing but try to poison the well, at least this morning. So please answer my question clearly and honestly. Do you think you are still warranted to believe that all 3 million votes that Hillary got over Donald Trump in the general election
yes,
are
yes,
fraudulent? Do you think you're
yes,
warranted to believe that? Okay, why are you warranted to believe
yes.
that?
Things that you want to acknowledge, and to you, it seems like you want to appeal to, instead of really analyzing the situation and be honest about it, you are defensive about your view. So therefore, if you're not going to acknowledge a reality of politics, the reality of politics, then I'm sorry, dude. I am not going to have this conversation with you, because if
Right.
you
So
don't
why
see,
are you
you don't
warranted to
see
believe
the
that the 3
corruption,
million votes that Hillary Clinton
the
got over Donald
corruption,
Trump, that you're warranted to believe that
the
those are
dirty
all fraudulent?
tactics. Seth, please, I am asking. I am. Give me a chance, dude. If you don't see the corruption and the dirty tactics used in politics, if you don't see
I can grant all of that, but it still
Chrissy
wouldn't be
said,
warranted to believe that Donald Trump, for example, it wouldn't be
um,
just because there are dirty tricks in politics. Do you think that I'm granted
and
or
you're,
warranted belief? Hold on, Tasteless. Hold on, Tasteless. Hold on
dude,
just a second.
dude,
No,
fuck.
hold
If
on
you're
just a
not going
second.
to let me answer in the way that I want to answer,
You're rambling.
and
So
you
now
just,
your question.
you're just trying to prove yourself correct, dude. I am skipping ahead and
How
saying, Seth,
dare you
what?
try to be
Okay,
correct? You're an asshole.
you don't
God, I
want
can't
to have a
believe this guy.
conversation with
He's
me. You just want to
Bacon.
prove yourself
Bacon. He's
correct.
trying to be right. Bacon, stop him.
I am not saying that, dude. I am giving you, and you're, if you really wanted to
The
learn
fucking audacity. I can't believe
about
you're
the
trying
view
to
and
prove yourself
why
right.
I think that, but your intention is only to prove yourself correct and say, no, I'm right, I'm right. Okay, that's fine, dude. I am skipping ahead and say, Seth, if you think that you're right, that's fine, dude. So what's the problem? I don't see the problem.
Right. So
It's your
my
problem. You cannot let this go.
are you done?
Yeah.
Cool. So when I asked you why you think you're warranted, you said that basically politics is corrupt, and that's bullshit. Um, okay, politics are corrupt. Am I warranted to believing that Donald Trump sucked Vladimir Putin's dick for an exchange for hacking the election in Donald Trump's favor? Am I warranted to believe that because politics is corrupt?
How could you have any warrant in your worldview?
Is that me or tasteless?
Who are you talking to, Jack?
I was just
Seth,
Tasteless.
that
There's
you're
a
not.
claim on the table that these 3 million votes are fraudulent, and I'm sorry, but politics can be corrupt sometimes. Is not a warrant for that belief.
No. Seth, listen to me. You are strawmanning me, dude. I am not saying due to corruption, those million votes
I
are.
know I'm not strumming. I'm trying. I am repeating your your warrant for belief the best I can. If your warrant for belief isn't that warrant, like politics is like corrupt, dude, then give me your warrant, because when I just asked you, all you did is hem and haw about how politics is corrupt, and then you said that then you poisoned the well against me some more. So please,
Oh,
shorter
yes,
and
I am the
avoid
one
poisoning the
poisoning. Well,
well this time. Just tell me why you think you're warranted to believe that the 3 million votes for Hillary are fraudulent.
yes, I am telling you, Seth. I am not telling you why those 3 votes are warranted. I am telling you why I am not willing to engage with you, because you seem to be coming from a place where you think that, all the processes behind the election and the electoral system are in place, and that they are um, you know, incorruptible, that they have backups, that
False.
cannot, it's not that cannot happen
False.
because of the logistics of it, and because it would be so hard, dude.
False. False.
That is also, Seth, please, that is also not a fucking reason to doubt
False.
interest, huge interest. I mean, people with lots of money, interested in swaying the election in one way.
Right. So what you're saying, well, stop right there, Tasteless, because this is exactly
Those
what I'm
things
talking
are
about.
going to
When I just
occur,
no,
dude.
Tasteless, stop for a second. This is
Ah,
exactly what I was saying. If this is your warrant, then I'm warranted to believe that Donald Trump won the election by hacking the system or rigging the election.
it
Because all
shows
you're
you
saying,
differently,
because
dude.
now you went back to this claim that something like, hey,
No.
politics is like corrupt, dude, so people are willing to game the system. Okay, and if that's your warrant for belief that Hillary Clinton or
But Donald
somebody
Trump wasn't in
uh,
power, dude.
doesn't
Who
matter.
was in power was the Democrats.
There are Republicans in power in
FBI
some of the states that he won.
and all of the federal, agencies.
The federal the
And
general election isn't the
furthermore,
federal
the
election.
people
Hold on,
supporting.
no, stop, Tasteless. Once again, your
Holy fucking
complete and
shit.
utter ignorance makes you look like an idiot in this case. Because I mean, it's not bad to be ignorant, Tasteless, but when you make sweeping claims based on your ignorance and you insist that they're true, you do start looking like an idiot. Because the national election isn't run by the federal government; it's run by state governments.
Yeah, dude, it doesn't matter. I'm telling you, we were focusing on California, right? Or not?
Yeah, the California the general election in California, which is run by the California state government.
Uh-huh. And the states where a huge amount of illegals are, right?
Right, and so in which case I can make the same claim about conservative states. All the states that Trump won in conservative states were just rigged by Republicans. Why not? I mean, if that's your warrant for belief that politics
Uh,
is like corrupt, dude, then I'm warranted to believe that all of the
no, no, no,
states
no,
that Donald
no.
Trump won with a Republican governor were fraudulent.
No, that is not how it goes. But like I said, those are the reasons why
I'm just using your reasoning.
from under a different supposition than me. I acknowledged all of all of these things.
Yes. Why do you
For
think that
instance, Seth,
helps your case? That I'm using your reasoning under a different supposition is somehow damaging
for,
for my case. That's exactly the
yeah,
point. I'm making your argument look absurd by using your reasoning under a different supposition.
I see. So, another thing that you don't see is the evidence, dude. I mean, you're
No.
claiming that
Ah, damn
you're
it.
trying to equate
We've destroyed your evidence. This is the
me.
point. You brought up ways that you think the election was
Let
the
me.
general at least election, the popular vote was hacked, and every time you bring one up, you're made to look like a fool, and you still haven't retracted any. You still go back to them. I bet you'll
Yeah,
claim that Mexicans got driver's licenses in a second, as if that means anything for a national election.
I showed you a piece where John Podesta was acknowledging loophole in the election system, dude. You did not acknowledge, or did you?
Yeah, I absolutely did acknowledge it. Podesta
And
may or may not be talking about. You weren't really clear on what loophole he was talking about. It seems like he might be talking about a provisional ballot, which, by
it
the way,
was
just
clear.
aren't counted if which aren't counted if the person who casts a provisional ballot isn't a citizen. They're not counted.
Well, like I said, I gave you that information yesterday. I am not going to search for it again. This is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
you're going to pretend like you gave me information yesterday. What you did is you claimed that illegal immigrants in California got driver's licenses and they use driver's licenses to vote, like a fucking idiot.
Okay, Seth, what is your point? Make your final point, please.
My point is, I want to know what your warrant is for believing that there was 3 million
That is a question.
fraudulent
What is
votes
your final
cast
point?
for Hillary Clinton.
What is your final point?
My point is that you don't have warrant, and that you're too stubborn to go back on your on what you claimed. You should just concede.
That's fair enough.
Even Iron said that you should concede this point.
If that makes you feel a little bit better about yourself, yes, Seth.
Tasteless, why don't you ask Squishy what she thinks about the 3 million fraudulent votes?
I ask what? Who?
Squishy.
No, it's too early. Don't talk to me.
Squish, why is
Yeah, is that okay, Seth?
Hold on,
Why-
Tasteless.
Are you fine?
Tasteless. Tasteless, you're interrupting Jack. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
I'm more than fine. Oh, I'm sorry. Was Jack trying to talk? I didn't hear.
why is Darth Dawkins not in Intolerant Politics, Squishy?
I don't go in there that often. I'm not a big fan of that place.
He must have gotten chased out, unless they're, because he isn't going back in there, even popping in to see if the discussion has changed.
Darth, have you been kicked out of what was it again, Jack?
Well, he wasn't kicked,
Oh.
but he must have been chased out or something. I mean, I don't understand why he's not even popping in.
Darth, do you think that there's reason to believe that that the 3 million votes for Hillary Clinton in the popular election were fraudulent?
Well, it's interesting that you should ask that question, Seth, because Darth Dawkins predicted that Hillary would lose by a landslide. So I assume that was something that God made him know. And apparently, God's idea of losing by a landslide is to win the popular vote. And then the other thing that God made him know.
Well, that's Donald Trump's definition of winning by a landslide, isn't it?
But I guess. But then the other thing that God made him know was that Hillary was going to be prosecuted for, whatever that email thing or, Libya thing or whatever, right? He said he had inside information, which I presume means from God, that Hillary was going to be prosecuted. So when is that going to happen, Seth?
Maybe after Trump fires Mueller.
Which would mean the end of him, honestly, because
I would hope so, but that might be wishful thinking. It's not necessarily. I think that would be really difficult for it not to be, but I'm not counting anything out anymore.
because like if the Republicans let him do that, that's going to kind of be like a final cough.
Have you not been paying attention?
Well, wait a second.
I've been paying attention.
It would mirror what happened to Nixon on the
Yeah.
Saturday Night Massacre. Because
Right,
that's when
but I
he
mean, but
fired the special prosecutor, and if Trump fires his own special prosecutor, I mean, that sort of started the ball of things for Nixon.
well, yeah, but I would point out that the Republicans weren't really on his side at that point. The Republicans really are. I mean, House Republicans have been really beating the drum to type up reasons to fire Mueller in the last couple of weeks. It's been Fox News has been saying how corrupt Mueller is and how the investigation is a sham, and so have many House Republicans. It might happen, and I think that many Republicans are okay with it, if not a majority.
Yeah, but that will kind of because people are looking at this on other media besides Fox, and
Just
they see this as like an important thing, like Mueller not being fired. If he
just do
gets
yourself a
fired,
favor. Mark December 22nd on your calendar.
What
it's
happens
supposed to be a
then?
play on December 21st or something.
What about the 21st?
What happens the
You
22nd?
know the day the Earth was supposed to end or something. December
No,
21st,
I don't know about.
2012.
No. I'm just talking about. I have a feeling that the 20. Maybe nothing will happen. I'm not saying anything's going to happen, but I'm going to hold my breath on the 22nd.
I don't know what that means.
If Trump fires Mueller, I think he'll do it on the 22nd.
Why do you think so?
Yeah, what's so special about that day?
Nothing. Just some rumors in some of the policy wonks and blogs have been talking about it, and some of the inside sources say that Donald Trump, if is planning on firing Mueller, and he's planning on doing it on the 22nd.
Mhm.
And if that doesn't happen, what would you read into that?
Nothing. I wouldn't read anything into it. Yeah, I wouldn't read anything into it.
Yeah, but Seth, do you think
I think
like
it's a long shot. I just want to seem I just want to seem what's the word I'm looking for here? I just want to seem impressive in a way if it happens on the 22nd.
Okay.